Hi everyone out there, it's Muhammad Машхуд from Astana Medical University with the topic COVID-19 effects on our gut microbiome. Well, I found it to be the most interesting and I can say the most for granted topic when it comes to the effect of COVID on our body. So I'm gonna be starting with the key points of my presentation. In that, I will be touching the introduction of the coronavirus, like its etiology and phylogeny. After that, I will be touching the COVID-19 graph, like how rapidly spread. So I know like it's not that much related to the topic, but when you have that COVID-19, you certainly have that graph and all. So after that, I will be heading towards why gut and the effect of COVID-19 on our gut microbiome, and at the end I will be touching a bit of role of gut microbiome in our immunity. So these are the key points of my presentation, which I said. So here is the introduction. We have the etiology cause of the virus is the novel beta virus. That means it's new and it's named SARS-CoV-2. Then we have the phylogeny. It has some spike-like projections on its surface. Then we have its genomics. It's very much similar to that of, SARS-CoV. It's already discovered virus. And you have some 79% nucleotide sequence resemblance with SARS-CoV. And you can see, you have very much resemblance of the envelope and nucleocapsid genomics with that of the SARS-CoV. And both the SARS as well as the SARS-CoV-2, they use the ACE2 receptors for their, cellular entry. And the both severe acute respiratory syndrome causing virus, that is SARS, and the MARS, Middle East respiratory syndrome causing virus, are very much similar and have same family. So here is a diagram of that virus. So you have that spike glycoprotein, right? So that's what gives it, the spike-like projections. That's what I said. So moving towards the graphs, COVID-19 statistics. So you can see there's like sharp increase in the cases. So like one thing I'm gonna add to that graph is like you can see initially this graph was not like that much steep, but with time it became, I can say like initially we didn't had that much testing. The rate of the testing, it was very low. So you have some more graphs here which I could sum up, and you can see the number of cases increase, and you have the Kazakhstan at the fourth number. Moving towards another part of our presentation, you have why gut is important. So one of the interesting part of this topic is we just often talk about that gut feeling, like when we have to make any typical decision we just say like, oh, I'm getting this gut feeling and all. So it just seems to be metaphorical or hypothetical, I can say. So but in fact it isn't, because we have that brain gut connection, or I can say the brain gut axis. We have extensive network of neurons between our brain and the gut, and the connection of hormones, like when we have some stress or when we are hungry, we have that connection. That's what I mean by that gut brain connection. Now we have the microbiota role in immunity. It has a main role in our innate as well as adaptive immunity. So then some commensals which we have in our gut, they release some antimicrobial peptides. They really maintain our homeostasis. And you have some fine tuning by the gut microbiota to our immune cells to release some pro and anti-inflammatory substances that have some main role in infection combat. So besides that brain gut connection, you have lung gut axis. So that too is bidirectional. Like if you have some issues with your lung, you can certainly have some issues with your gut. So gut dysbiosis is associated with many diseases like depression, type 2 diabetes. And one of the fascinating things is like our gut has some 10 to the raised power 14 resident microorganisms that are, microflora of our gut. So let me talk about the main crux, like how this respiratory virus COVID affects even our gut. Like we have that ACE2 receptors for the entry of COVID-19 virus, that's the angiotensin converting enzyme 2 receptors. We have that in our lungs, but unfortunately, we have also that in our gut. So that's how this COVID-19 virus affects in our gut. So I have added this slide to show you like how this COVID affects both our gut as well as our lungs once it enters the body. Now the thing is like how do we treat this gut dysbiosis that's caused by the COVID? So we have, due to the COVID, we have that gut dysbiosis, but the treatment which we give to the COVID, it's antibiotic. I know like In many countries, we even give antibiotic to that viral infection. So how do we treat that? So our gut, it's rich in the microflora, like we have bifidobacterium and many others. So we do mainly prescribe the FDA approved pre and probiotics and the management, and they have the main role in regulating or in balancing our gut microflora. So guys, here are the references which I have used. So if anyone wants to know more about that, you can use these references. So that's all about my presentation on COVID-19 effect on our gut microbiome. But at the end, I will say wear a mask, wash your hands, and we should really maintain some social distance between each other, so that we can really flatten the curve. And as being a medic or as being a doctor, we should try to educate people around us, like how this COVID is gonna impact our society, our health. Like it has literally, this COVID has brought the world to the brink. So it's our responsibility, it's our individual responsibility to educate people around us. So that's all. Thank you. Have a nice time ahead.